Lawyers all the time look at texts and use text and push back into text even if we can't get it, because the way in which they use their imagination is text. And so we took the Beyond Text project seriously in this sense, is that what we wanted is not merely to study non-textual objects, but actually to study or think about the ways in which we could communicate idea, imagination, so that you can regenerate text. We had a small workshop. It was kind of a half-day with philosophers, a dancer, theologians, and lawyers to talk about some of the kinds of problems involved in that, looking at the actual program that we set out. But the issues involved here were about what we talked about the ethical issues of how we saw law, about the senses of encounter and attention. The final thing about it was kind of embodiment, movement. And we had a load of the movement stuff in, but what we had afterwards, after this workshop finished, we had a workshop which was more hard science about that. We had cognitive scientists, neuroscientists and cognitive philosophers and others talking about the ways in which you learn, the ways in which movement, the ways in which you adjust your body to space in differing ways, and how you move. So it's as though you're continually getting yourself located in those ways. Because part of that was something to do with what I think of as morality and law in those senses as being part of connection and patterning. You think of law in terms of the connection again, then Donahue and Stevenson, the most famous case which founds the law of negligence in the United Kingdom, starts with an old lady who drinks, for some reason, ginger beer and lemonade, and there's a slug in it, and she's not happy. So she sues, but she doesn't sue the owner of the cafe, with whom she had a contractual relationship. There's a relationship there. She sues the manufacturer. And the judges and others see that connection. But in seeing that connection, what they do is suddenly change the world, different pattern. They see a pattern that makes sense, and in making it, and in uttering it, and performing it, they make it happen. So it's a kind of potentiality. It's as though the world is a seething quantum mass. I suddenly see it and make it in that way. We also had people from Austria who had, showing bits of the Austrian constitution and asking people to draw school kids. They're looking at visualization workshops and stuff like that. This showed law at its most interdisciplinarity.